Yo, yo, it's the power hour where the bruises eat. No finesse, no flukes, just backs that punish. Fantasy gold in the mud, let's eat. Yo, welcome to the power hour.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Football Power Hour. My name is A-Train Andy Blake, and joined with me, as always, we have Muscles Ryan Mail. What's going on, Mus?
Not a whole lot. What's happening?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. We got some pretty big news today. We're going to go over this NFC backfield, just kind of decipher who's a one, who's a handcuff, and kind of see where we can find value and everything. So excited to do that.
I did want to say that was a hell of a show last week.
With Dustin. Dustin.
Yes,
Oh, dude,
yes.
Dustin's a dog. Like, he knows his
Yeah.
stuff. If you guys didn't listen to that, go back, give it a listen. I mean, especially we got college football this weekend, so like, we kind of brought up some names. He brought up extra names as well, to kind of like, games to look for and just value to find. And a lot of people are throwing these 26 picks just away. Like, there's some value, guys. There is every year. Like,
Yes.
not everybody's going to be Justin Jefferson, but hey, we're going to get some really good players here. And guys like CJ Stroud, you got to remember, CJ Stroud was a top, he was like quarterback one there for a while. Quarterback two. He's a top 3 quarterback, in dynasty rankings, which seems kind of crazy, but it happens. So you could have gained some value there.
Yeah. I mean, I always say it, like, the draft picks, if they're undervaluing them, I'm buying them, because I mean, you got to figure, like, if you even get a halfway athletic tight end that Kansas City drafts, I mean, we're in. People are gonna fall in love with it.
Yep.
You don't have to be a Justin Jefferson type talent to go to Buffalo. You know what I mean? Like, if Buffalo drafts a 6'5" guy, I mean, we're in.
We're in, man. We're in like 10.
Yeah, like, if Kansas City spends first round, second round draft capital on a running back, I mean, are you not excited? Like, like you don't have to have top level talent, I think, to be, to be excited about a draft class. A lot of it is landing spot. I don't like to fall too far deep into the landing spot, but like, you got to remember,
intriguing, man.
It does. Like, I mean, people might get drafted to a good situation. Like a mediocre player could get drafted into a great situation, and now everybody's back in and interested. So, if people are throwing them away, gobble them up.
Yep, I agree, man. If you can find that value, and then like that's another thing. Like 27 picks are already starting to gain some value, like some stuff we talked about. Like, if you take these 26 and then these guys hit, then you do turn into multiple 27 picks. Like, you end up getting a first and a second or whatever, because people love that production now. And that's kind of something that, like, I used to kind of play Dynasty in like a 3-year window, but I almost play it kind of like a redraft. Like, I mean, except for players that are getting like real old, like, of course, your win now and everything. But like, if there's somebody that's going to get an opportunity and can make the best of it, they're going to gain value really fast. It'll keep snowballing. Eventually, it'll fall off. But we talked a lot of important values, and just like, go over to TikTok as well. Like, I'll be posting clips throughout the week, just to certain stuff. Like, I'll have a 2-part of Arch Manning. We talked about Arch Manning. We talked Cade Klubnik. We talked Garrett Nussmeier, some of the big boys, at quarterback. And I don't think Arch is going to come out, but just it's a hype worth it. And go over there, check all that out. Give Dustin a follow. Give the Devi Dojo a follow. They put on a great show. Like, I learned so much in a short amount of time throughout the Devi, just community through them. So
I thought that show was really well done.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. He knows his stuff, and trust me, I kind of felt a little bit out of place, because it's things that like are uncomfortable for me, because I don't know as much as he does. Like, so
I don't either.
It's hard for me to continue, but I learned a lot from that show. Like, I learned it live with all the listeners that watched, and people that went and listened to the podcast as well. But this is a show that I'm going to be more familiar with, because we're breaking down these running backs, and this is stuff that we study throughout the year, prospects that we've watched, guys that we've seen. I mean, we got some new injuries, like Tajay Spears going on the IR, or PUP, I guess he's on PUP, so missed the first 4 weeks. Good for Tony Pollard for the first 4 weeks, and just tough break for him. We've seen Marshawn Lloyd go to IR once again, so frustrating. Seems like that's just an ongoing event with him. Not a good start to his career. We've seen some guys that were cut. Damian Martinez was waived. We'll see if they pick him back up or if another team will. Rocket Sanders goes to the Browns. Something that's, some of these are moving pieces that like they may never matter, but just kind of some things that happen throughout the NFL. But some bigger news, Muscles. Terry McLaurin gets a 3-year deal. Finally, it does happen in Washington. I think we've seen the writing on the wall. It was a little bit worrisome that it wasn't done yet, and it's this close to the season. I mean, that's something you always want, even your veterans in at camp. You want to see them in there working out, getting in reps, making sure everything's smooth. Routes are good. You're on with your quarterback. So gets it done. No more discount on Terry. We have a lot in best ball. Muscles, we're just in a startup right now. You drafted him. You got a really nice deal on him, I felt like. What'd you get him, 5th round?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
5th or 6th round, but it is a redraft. It isn't dynasty, but yeah, it was a really nice value. I think I took Rashee Rice the pick before.
Yeah, I think I did it like the day before the news broke that he got his extension, so
Yeah.
I still got a little bit of that discount.
Yeah. It just felt like it really was going to happen. I know I've traded multiple seconds for him in a dynasty league. Really like that move. Not trying to brag,
Yeah, that was a nice trade.
But it is a move. Like, I'm a win now team. He's 29, 30 years old, so getting a little bit up there, but does get this deal done with Jaden Daniels. Talking about Rashee Rice, it does come out today. He will be out the first 6 games, Muscles. We talked a little bit about this before the show. I'm just going to go over the schedule real quick, all right? So week 1, they got the Chargers. That will not be an easy game. I think that's a toss-up game.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Week 2, they got Philly. That is not an easy game. Let's just say they're 1-1 right now.
Yep.
The Giants, they should beat the Giants.
Yeah.
They're 2-1. They got the Ravens. I think that might be a 2-2.
That might be a 2-2.
It'll be a damn good game. Then they got Jacksonville week 5, which good offense, but still defense. I still think that Kansas City will win this game. So we could call it 3-2. And then you got the Detroit Lions. Won't be an easy game. They could easily, I think if they escape this 500, they're 3-3 to beginning of the season here.
Yeah.
I think I'd be happy if I was a Chiefs fan, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, if they come out 4-2, I think you're ecstatic. If they come out, like you said, 3-3, I think you're just like, okay, we survived. Because I think the back end of their schedule, I think, is pretty easy-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's just see. I mean, they got Las Vegas, which they should beat them, but again, division game. They do get Geno. I mean, Pete Carroll went there because he thought he could win. Like, he's not just going to lay down. But they got the Raiders. They do have Washington.
Broncos.
They do have Buffalo.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Broncos. So I mean,
place.
Yeah, and I think Tennessee to me is a sneaky team that's going to be better this year. I know Cam Ward's a rookie, but that defense is for real, and just his leadership mentality. This line's better. I think that's going to be a harder game for them than a lot of people figure. So I'd be curious to see what the Chiefs are, record wise, and I'd take the under almost.
Yeah, I'd be curious too.
I would say it'd be 10 game, like 10.5, maybe.
I would say. I wish
that sounds like a good line. I don't know personally, but I'm
gonna definitely look at it.
Yeah,
after the show.
I think that might be something that take into consideration. So before we even get into this again, I do want to talk a couple trades here. So I know Preston, he actually just messaged me. And he kind of wanted to talk about this trade. So you're in this league, Muscles. Trade that I did today. This is a tight end premium. So I gave up Jahmyr Gibbs, Jalen Noel, and a 26th third for Brock Bowers and Jordan Mason. So I don't think this is a bad deal,
Mm.
but I feel like for me in tight end premium, I do think Brock Bowers is the difference. That's why I did it. Like I kind of want that positional advantage. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs is just nobody that you can just replace. But how do you feel about this trade? I that's kind of my reasoning. I feel like Brock Bowers can be the difference maker.
Yeah, especially with the Jacoby Myers news coming out that he once traded. I mean, obviously that's some vacated targets. I mean, who else are they gonna really throw to? Jack Bash.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I
Thornton,
mean,
yeah.
yeah. So it's just one of those. I think, like you said, I think Bowers. I think your positional advantage with Bowers is enough to justify Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, I think I think the trade is fair.
I do too.
I don't think like you ripped them off or anything, but I mean, I do think Brock Bowers is the difference maker there.
I
So
think a big part of it for me is I don't know. We've talked about it before. Is Bowers' ceiling as high with Genty? I mean, we'll see. I don't know if he'll be like crazy like Travis Kelsey numbers this year, but maybe in the future. Like
oh, for sure.
I think he has the ability to be, but I don't think he'll like kind of flame out. Not saying Sam Laporta did, but Sam Laporta was the tight end one. Now
Yep.
he's bumped down a couple pegs. So like I don't think that will happen with Brock Bowers, and that was kind of my reasoning with it as well. I know we had another trade here in Discord. I'll have to find it. Teixeira runs a Discord, does an amazing job. So I do want to find that trade and kind of go over it as well. But Muscles with Jacoby Myers, we'll just talk about that real quick while I'm looking for this trade. Where do you think Jacoby Myers lands, or does he go right back to the Raiders?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how serious he is. I think as of right now, I think if I were to lay money on it, I think he probably just goes back to the Raiders. Like they probably just try to make him happy. But um, I mean, we definitely have some possibilities. I mean, could he go to Minnesota? Could he go to San Francisco?
Minnesota's probably out of the question. They brought in Thielen today
Yeah,
too.
that's true. That's
That was a
true.
little more, but
I did.
they were showing interest that they needed another guy, Jordan Addison, to miss the first couple games.
I would love him on the Steelers. I know that's probably.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably out of the question, but
You
I'd
said
like.
New England. I somebody commented on my TikTok about this, and
Yeah.
they said, "How do you not have New England?" And you did say that. I mean, but I was kind of like, I named 5 teams. I can't really name 15 teams, and it just
Right.
defeats the purpose of the whole or the whole thing. But yeah, New England's possible to get back to New England. The Raiders, like you said, possible. I think another sneaky team, San Francisco.
I do too. I
Brandon
do
Brandon
too.
Ayuk starting out in the pop. I mean, Ricky Pearsall, can he take a step forward? Tennessee's a sneaky team, I felt like. I mean,
Yeah.
this Tyler Lockett, what does he have left in him? Maybe he has something. I mean, he made the team. I like Xavier Restrepo, but he's undrafted. We'll see what happens. I know what they did in college. But Calvin Ridley, I mean, yeah, I still think Calvin Ridley would be good, but like he could really use another target for him.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but
Yeah.
like you said, I mean, it's hard to list all 15 teams, but
Yeah.
I think he probably just ends up being a Raider.
Yeah, we see this quite a bit where guys will unfollow on social media, and it's kind of snowballs down like, okay, we'll give you your money. And then
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin even put a heart face with Washington as soon as he was signed, like, hey, it's all good, baby. I just got 100 million. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
I would post the same thing. But this trade that was in the Discord, so we have Baker Mayfield and RJ Harvey for Justin Herbert and Jordan Mason. This, for context, is a 12-team Superflex, .5 tight end premium dynasty league. Both teams are top 6 contenders looking for a playoff spot to compete for the ship. So again, Baker Mayfield and RJ Harvey, Justin Herbert, Jordan Mason. So I think for me, I'm on the Baker side.
I am too.
We've if you've listened to any of our other shows, we've really compressed our concerns with Tampa Bay with Tristan Wirfs out. We have expressed that, but I mean, Baker's kind of made nothing into something quite a bit. So, like,
Yep.
I'm still not counting my boy Baker out. Justin
Mm-mm.
Herbert, I love the talent, but they are going to run the shit out of the football. You got to remember, they're missing Rashawn Slater. So we can kind of put apples to apples there. So both
Yep.
teams are missing their left, their left guy, their best guy. And one's not going to be back for the whole year, and the other one will be back, let's just say 6 weeks. And then I'm looking at RJ Harvey to Jordan Mason. Now, I do like Jordan Mason, but probably a complimentary role unless Aaron Jones is out or gets hurt. Still think Jordan Mason's a nice, sneaky player, but RJ Harvey, man, I want one of these Sean Payton. I want both of them, to be completely honest, in this backfield. So,
Yeah, I'm leaning the Baker side also. I think the tier between Baker and Herbert isn't as big as the Mason and Harvey.
yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. So, well, let's go ahead. Let's get into some of these running backs. So, Muscles wasn't on the show last week. Again, Dustin was on there. You went on a little trip. You went into Put in Bay. So,
Yeah.
had some fun experiences. Muscles is back alive.
Yes,
How
I
was your
am.
trip? Did you guys have a good time?
Oh, we did. Yep, it was our boss's bachelor party. So yeah, it was a good time. Lots of shenanigans. So
Especially the crew that you guys had there. So,
oh yeah, yep.
yeah, I that would have been a real good time. I definitely got some pictures and funny messages, so made me laugh. Glad you're back. Glad to have you back on here, man. And let's just hit right into it. Let's go to Atlanta here with Bijan Robinson. So we know Bijan Robinson, he can do it all. He can run, he can catch. He's off to a little bit of a slower start last year. I don't know if you remember that, Moss, but people were getting a little panicked. He had to get used to this new system. It's safe to stay. He figured it out. He was third among running backs with 61 receptions. This shows his next level ability to be a running back one. And he is my running back one for fantasy and dynasty. Finished third in rushing yards with 1,456. He's tied with Edgerrin James at LT for the most games with at least 50 scrimmage yards in his first 2 seasons. He has that amazing cut move. He had 92 forced missed tackles last year. That was first in the league. Can he take an even bigger leap here in year 3, Muscles? How do you feel about Bijan, and is he your running back one?
Yeah, I think he definitely has to be. I think he takes a step forward this year. We've seen the offense kind of struggle last year with Kirk Cousins. No offense to Kirk, we all love Kirk, but that offense definitely sputtered, and we know, we always preach it. It's like if you can get a good passing game, you can get a good run game. So we're gonna see what we got in Michael Penix here. We're gonna get a full year of Penix.
Yep.
Knock on wood, but
Yeah, he dealt with injuries himself in college, so
yeah, so we're gonna get a full year of Penix, which should, in my opinion, help out Bijan even more.
yeah, I think so too. I think a lot of teams. I don't know if you remember that Raiders game last year. That was an ugly ass game, and this was before Kurt came out. Like you could tell Kurt just had nothing left. Like
Yeah,
I don't know if an injury was lingering because I mean he did have his moments. He looked really good against Tampa Bay. Had 4 or 5 touchdown passes, but they just seemed very one-dimensional. Like everybody was keying in on Bijan, and they were just like, "Kurt, we do not want you to chuck this ball." So
I do remember coming into work and you saying that. Like you could tell that Kirk, they didn't want him to throw the ball at all. He just kept running it.
so I placed a bet on that game, and it was for a big parlay, and I had Atlanta winning, and of course the Raiders were driving. So it was that I was laying down in bed with a smile on my face watching. He threw the interception, and I set up Indian style on my bed and started focusing on the game. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Oh man!
But yeah, that was definitely my butthole puckered up a little bit there. But his complimentary piece, Tyler Algier rushed for 1,000 yards his rookie season. When I think of him, I just feel like he's reliable. A player just comes in and gets the job done. He's not sexy, but just a very solid running back, and just somebody that I feel like goes undervalued because again, just not a sexy player, but gets a job done, man. Like, he's a strong running back. Really came in and surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'd like to see my shares of Algier, like the percentage, because I know it's high. Because I just feel like he's probably one of the most underrated. What do I want to say? Good backups in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to put him probably top 5, top 7 backups, and
Yeah.
he goes undervalued all the time.
Yep. I know there was even weeks in DFS where we played both Tyler Algier and
Yep.
Bijan Robinson.
Yep.
Just because we're like, hey, they're gonna run the shit out of the football. Both these guys are capable of scoring, and usually I don't do that. I'll do that with them, and I would do it with the Lions. We've did it with Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery, but besides the point. Yeah, I couldn't agree, man. I feel that even in a lot of like later underdog drafts, I find myself taking Tyler Algier because if something were to happen, he's going to be the guy. Now, a big hit for Atlanta, they do lose their tackle, or his guard, Caleb McGarry. He's going to be out for the whole season. It's a big blow to this line. Now, I'm still on Bijan, but it does suck.
It
So
does.
something that just came out. Let's jump into Arizona. James Conner signed a 2-year extension. Could get out next year. He's 30 years old. He had a great year. Only played 13 games in 2022 and 2023. Played 16 last year. He's good if he plays. I don't love betting on 30-year-old running backs with injury history. So I was looking at some keep trade cut stuff, and a big reason we use keep trade cut again is just because it's kind of community driven. James Conner, Cam Scattaboo, James Conner, JCM, which we could say Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, which has been crazy hyped.
Yeah.
Crazy hyped of late. I was in. This is somebody we'll talk about when we get to Washington, but there were some names he was going ahead of. Like, okay, maybe you can take him ahead of Krosky Merritt, but I don't know about Cam Scattaboo for me. Travis Etienne, I'd rather go Travis Etienne and Tony Pollard.
Oh, I definitely would, yeah.
I just think Trey Benson, we get into him. I think he's going to have more of a role. I mean, this is somebody that we've talked about multiple times on multiple shows. 3rd-round pick, ran the 4.3s, 216 pounds, had the torn ACL in 2020, missed some time, went on IR with an ankle injury whenever James Conner was out. That could have been the difference for Trey Benson. The buying window might still be a little bit open, just for the simple fact that he did go on IR with its ankle injury. Maybe he would have shown us something, showed the community something. So, and maybe this is why they brought Conner back. Like, if he came in and looked really good, maybe they wouldn't have just signed James Conner to a 2-year deal. But Gannon has came out and said that he expects Benson to take a really big step forward this year. Now, backfield that we want here, they were 11th in rush attempts, 7th in rush yards, and 2nd in yards per attempt. So, I don't mind putting my chips here on Trey Benson. Just where he's going. I have a ton of Trey Benson.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Connor's like that guy. I feel like for the last 4 years we've been saying, "Oh, sell for a second, sell for a second, sell for a second." He just never goes away. But
I know,
like you said, it's got to catch up with him eventually, and he is turning 30, the dreaded 30. I mean, sometimes I live too much on this cliff, but I feel like the cliff's coming. Like
it is. And maybe he gets another year. I personally don't want to bet on it again. And it's hard to really say that, right? Because I can't sit here and say like James Conner is going to get hurt. Like, it's going to definitely happen. Take all the Trey Benson. I'm just saying that just throughout my time of betting on these guys that are a little bit older, we've seen guys younger than this, like Todd Gurley, 28,
Yep.
Le'Veon Bell, guys in their late 20s not make it. I mean, not to say anything bad, James Conner's dealt with injuries for a while, even as a Pittsburgh Steeler. I mean, he's had a tremendous career. He's beat cancer. He had, I don't know if it was Hodgkin's.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's beat cancer, so like, dude is tough. He's tough as nails. Your body can only take so much, and I definitely want to be in on a backfield where they're 2nd in yards per attempt last year, and where Kyler Murray just seems like he doesn't want to run. I like Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray has top 5 upside, but like, there's been a lot of reports that he's like, yeah, I just don't want to run. So if he doesn't want to run, I don't really want a lot of Kyler Murray, and I want to invest in a backfield, and I want to invest in a younger guy. And even with a point like if Connor isn't hurt, like I do think Trey Benson can carve out a small role.
Yeah, I think eventually, like they're gonna give Trey Benson a look. This year they're gonna give him a
Yeah,
look because I mean,
third round pick.
yeah, he's a third round pick. Connor's 30 years old. They're not gonna go all year and give Connor
Yeah,
80% whatever. They're gonna give Benson a look. Like they're gonna want to see what they got in him because a 31-year-old James Conner next year, like you said, they could get out of him. So
yeah,
do they got to go the free agent route? Do they got to go the draft route?
right.
If Trey Benson isn't the guy, so Trey Benson's gonna get a look.
Yep, I agree. I definitely think he will, and I think he can and should make the best of it. So, going to the Carolina Panthers, we have Chuba Hubbard, signs a 4-year extension. He doesn't get a ton of credit. 8th in rushing yards last year, 10 touchdowns from 40 receptions, averaged 16.1 points per game last year in PPR leagues. This is the line they invested in. Spent a league high cap this year in the line, just over 95 million. They went from one of the worst lines to one of the best as PFF's grade is 7th overall from last year. So Chuba Hubbard signing that just kind of shows you with this line. We know Jonathan Brooks doesn't look great for him. He's going to be out all year. Uh, Chuba's just a value, I feel like,
Yes.
every year. Chuba's one of them players that, like, I'm like, damn, I don't have enough of Chuba Hubbard. Like, I don't draft him, and I don't know why. I don't not like him. I just don't have a lot.
Honestly, I was sitting here thinking the same thing. Like I know I have him in a couple leagues, but it's he's just a guy that it just falls under the radar, even to me, and I
Yep.
don't do it purposely. Like I'm like you, like he's not a guy that I'm like, oof. He's just a guy that I just never drafted. I don't know if he goes too high for me
Right.
or
Yeah,
what.
I don't know either. I feel like for me, where he goes, I'm usually drafting like a tight end or another quarterback, or I just there's always somebody right around him that like I just
Yeah.
just go that
I'm gonna have
route.
to go back and look and see where I'm going instead of him. But I'm
Yeah,
the same way as you. Like I like him. I think he definitely has potential to be. I would think like a top 16 running back this year. Like you said, they
yeah,
invested in that line.
yep,
He definitely did a lot with what he was given last year.
yeah.
Turning the heads and getting the contract. So yeah, he's definitely a guy. If you can get him,
Yeah.
would you give up like a second for him?
Oh yeah, I'd give up.
Yeah,
I give up any second this year for him.
yeah. I think
I
I
give
would
up any
too.
second next year for him too. I don't know if that gets it
I
done.
don't know either. I don't know either.
I know I traded for him in a 10-man league. I was going to see, cannot remember what I traded, but I don't think I really like the trade for me, to be completely honest. Because I'm just kind of curious, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, I don't have any Chuba Hubbard, and I would like a little bit of Chuba Hubbard, which quarterbacks in 10 team aren't near, in my opinion, as important
Right.
as a 12 team. But the trade that I made, so I got Chuba Hubbard, Isaiah Likely, and a 27 first, and I gave up Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't completely mind that either. Yeah. Again, 10 teams is just different. Like
It is.
I
It is.
found that out fast because I don't really play in a lot of 10-team leagues, but like
No.
my quarterbacks are Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud. I have Caleb Williams. So
Yeah.
again, a pretty good quarter, and Kyler Murray. So pretty big quarterback room.
Yeah, I don't mind.
It does make your team look really stacked. My receivers are Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Lad McConkey, JSN, Garrett Wilson, Emeka Buka. So
Jeez.
yeah, I know, but like my team's not that good. It just
Yeah.
shows you in a 10-team league that like
It's crazy how different you have to play like a 10 versus a 12
yeah,
versus a 14, even a 16. I know we were in that one 16.
yep.
Like you have to play completely different.
And that's where it gets hard to answer in trade questions sometimes because people will just be like, Kyler Murray or Jackson Smith and Jigba. It's like, well, is it super flex? Is it 12 team? Is it
Yeah.
there's just so
Yep.
many questions, man. I mean, even draft picks, like your first round picks in Superflex are definitely worth more than a single quarterback. So, like, if you're giving up 2 firsts or something, well, is it Superflex? Why does it matter? It matters a lot, man.
Yes, it does.
Like, it matters a lot. Going into the second guy, Rico Dwaddle. So signs free agent on a 1-year deal. He's a 1,000-yard rusher for Dallas last year. Nothing special, but I do believe he is a handcuff complimentary piece to Chuba Hubbard. Uh, Again, just not a sexy player, but and I do like the next guy. We'll just talk about him real quick. Trevor Etienne, Travis Etienne's brother, 4th-round pick. He's a great change of pace, pass catching back. He's smaller, so not a pounded up the guy, pounded up the middle guy. He's really explosive and shifty. I think he'd be a good value later on. So maybe he gets the backup job next year. But I think it'll be Rico Dwaddle as a handcuff until further notice.
Yeah, I do too. I was for some reason I was on Twitter today or X or whatever you want to call it, and I was seeing a lot of tweets about Dwaddle like being like a real low key under the radar buy. I don't know where all the hype's coming from all of a sudden,
Eh,
but
I think it's Chuba, and I do
I
think
do too.
Dwaddle gets a little bit of work. I just don't see him being like. I think a lot of people think he's going to come in and take Chuba's job, and he's just
Yeah,
not.
I saw like somebody said like explain to me why Rico couldn't be this year's Kyron Williams, and I'm like I don't.
I mean,
Yeah,
I could explain that in one word, Chuba.
yeah, exactly. So I
Like,
don't know where all this hype's coming from. I'm not exactly buying into it though. Yeah, for some reason I saw like 3 or 4 Rico Dwaddle tweets today.
yeah, I'm not there. I mean, if you have him in handcuff, I'm okay, but I think Trevor Etienne's a good player. He's smaller, and it's going to take a little bit of time. It always does with the rookies. Again, we touched on Jonathan Brooks earlier, player that we both really liked, drafted last year in the 2nd round, towards ACL at Texas, still went in the 2nd round, unfortunately, toured again in the NFL, will miss the season. He does have age on his side, but it's going to be hard for him to be successful, especially at the most cutthroat position in the league, and that's running
Yeah,
back.
yes.
So it's a tough break for him. Let's touch on Chicago. DeAndre Swift struggled last year, but this whole offense did. They bring in Ben Johnson. They trade for Joe Thuney. They bring in Jonah Jackson, who played in Detroit with Ben, was a Pro Bowl guard, but has struggled to stay healthy. Drew Dahlman is one of the best centers in the league that they brought in. Top 10 capital and Darnell Wright. When Swift played in a Ben Johnson offense, he was a running back 2 all 3 years and missed time every year. Yet on KTC, he's going running back 32. He's coming up on underdog running back 21, 7th round and sleeper. He is a value, but this is close to the season. People are starting to kind of find out. I feel like we've been on the Swift train for quite a while, Muss. I have quite a few Swift shares. The values definitely came up some. Even KTC, I think it's a little bit lower than actually playing out in the field and seeing where he's going. But I don't think there's any. I think he's a slam dunk running back too. And I know people are like, oh, well, it's DeAndre Swift. He's not really good, but I mean, he's not bad either. Like, and
No,
this
it's
is an
not.
offense that I want a part of.
Yeah, and they didn't bring anybody in. Like that's
Yeah.
the big thing that like sticks out to me is they didn't bring anybody in. You had this
Yeah.
huge running back class, and like they could have brought in a Travion Henderson. They could have,
Yeah.
and they didn't. So
Yep.
maybe Ben Johnson knows what he has in Swift, and
It was there for sure drafting Ashton Genty, guys. Get
yes,
rid of DeAndre Swift for anything. And well, they didn't. Ashton Genty went, they didn't trade up. And then after the Raiders got Genty, well, it's definitely they're probably gonna take Amari and Hampton. Well, they didn't. And
yep,
then the 2nd round came. Well, they're probably gonna trade up and take, and they didn't. So, like you said,
yeah,
Travion Henderson. So
yeah,
again, yeah, I agree. I think it just speaks volumes to like how this is gonna function. And I think it's DeAndre Swift's backfield, and a lot of people are still kind of discounting him in an offense that we think. No, I mean, maybe the Chicago Bears offense is getting steamed up a little bit more than it should. Like, I kind of see both sides to that, but like, I don't think it's going to be bottom 10 or 15. Let's just say I think at worst it'll be 15.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's still something I want to be, I want in on.
Oh, for sure. I think either way, I think Swift will. I think if the Bears offense struggles, it's going to struggle through Caleb Williams. I
Yeah.
still think Swift will still, you know, like
Yep.
you said, I think running back two is a slam dunk.
I do too. I do too. We don't really know who the handcuff is. We're just going to talk about both of them. I have who I think will fight for it for a little bit here. Kyle Monunga, 7th-round pick out of Rutgers. He doesn't catch the ball well. He doesn't have big time breakaway speed, but he is tough and does a great job at making defenders miss. He had a great production profile, back to back 1,200-yard seasons at Rutgers, no fumbles on 670 attempts, had 44 or 66 missed tackles last year at Rutgers. He is banged up right now, but Kyle Monunga, where they got him, I thought that was a solid move, and I definitely feel like he could be a nice complementary piece of Swift, especially because he's not an elite pass catcher. Somebody maybe can be the David Montgomery to Jahmyr Gibbs or DeAndre Swift, how it was in Detroit.
Yeah, I definitely I like the dart throw. I know he's been a guy that's kind of went undrafted in rookie drafts, and
Yeah,
now
I
like
have a
in the past
ton. I pick him up.
past couple weeks, it's like now he's fourth, fifth round, and
Yeah,
I think you got him in a rookie draft somewhere I saw, but
yeah,
yeah, he's definitely getting steamed up, and I think for good reason.
yeah. I do too. I just and I don't. Let's just say this. I don't know if he is like he's not a Travion Henderson type
Mm.
of like gonna catch the ball, but like I still think he could probably catch screens and stuff. Like that was
Yeah,
a big, and I'm not saying he's Kenneth Walker, but that was a big knock on Kenneth Walker. It's like, well, can he catch the ball? And he's kind of shown us he can catch the ball. So I mean, nothing to the extent of where he's running like crazy angle routes or like lining up in the slot, but like he can catch screens. He can, do swing passes. And I think Monunga, if given the opportunity, he could probably do that.
oh yeah, yeah,
It just depends what you're asked to do. And I feel like watching the film with him, and he's not an athletic guy. Like I just feel like he just really wasn't asked. And the third guy on the roster here, Roshan Johnson, dealing with a foot injury, a solid player, but he's another guy who's just always hurt. He's only averaged 2.7 yards per carry last year. It'll be a battle for this grinder role. Ben Johnson does like to run the two backs, like we just talked. So I mean, it definitely still could be Roshan. I kind of like where Monunga was going and still is going, so I'll just go on the guy that's cheaper.
yep, yep.
So going into Dallas, your boy Javonte Williams signs a 1-year deal. Just never the same after the injury. Could he turn it around? He can catch the ball. That's something that he doesn't get enough credit for. The defense is really bad. They have not signed Micah Parsons yet. I don't know if Parsons is. I just don't know if that's going to happen. The
Yeah, it
line,
seems pretty ugly.
it really does. This line is a little bit suspect. Tyler Guyton, his rookie year was bad and is dealing with the sprained ligament in his knee. They lose Zach Martin to retirement. They draft Tyler Booker at 12. Nothing against Tyler Booker. He's just a rookie. So how's that going to work out? The center
Yeah,
Cooper Beebe's young as well. He's only a second-year guy. Williams scares me off a little bit just because why did Sean Payton move on just like so easily? Is he just like, he's not really that great? I
yeah,
don't know.
that definitely is alarming.
Yeah. I mean,
I,
and I really like Williams. Like, I just don't know if I don't know what's left. Like, this injury, his playing style, the injury really, really dampened him.
It did, and it's a shame. I mean, I'm the biggest Javante guy, but that after the injury, I think it just drained him. And I mean, hopefully, maybe a new plate, new home. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just that's our only hope. But I mean,
The-
like you said, this line scares me. And they did bring in, I'm sure we're going to talk about him, Miles Sanders.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll touch on him. Just on this back nine, I feel like did make the roster. That was something I didn't know if Miles Sanders was going to make the roster, but he did. I do have some shares because he goes super late, just off pure opportunity. And the other guy, they do draft Jaden Blue in the 5th round out of Texas. He's dealing with an ankle injury as well. He's fast and a pass catching back. I didn't really love the prospect, but could he turn into something just off opportunity? We've seen this plenty of times where, guys that we were like, don't really like them. They do get an opportunity and make the best of it, even if it's only a year. I mean,
Yep.
I think that's a possibility with Jaden Blue. Yeah, Miles Sanders, he goes super, super late. It's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I would. I mean, if he comes out and he is running like way he did in Denver there last year, I mean, he could have a short leash.
Yeah.
And Miles
Yeah,
Sanders can catch the ball. I mean, he can.
yeah, all three of these guys can catch the
Yes.
ball.
Yes. So I mean, if they turn to Miles Sanders, I mean,
Yeah.
Miles Sanders could be a sneaky, running back too, or you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I think I don't want to. I keep wanting to say I think Jaden Blue's the odd man out for me, but at the same time, I'm just like, he does fit the team pretty good just because he can catch the ball and he's fast.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to say he's the odd man out. I have no Jaden Blue. If he burns me, he burns me. I just didn't
I'm
love
the
the
same.
prospect.
I just think the obviously the guys in front of him I think are better with the ball in their hands between the tackles.
Yeah.
And obviously Jaden Blue can catch, but these other guys can catch too. So it's like
Right.
obviously Jaden Blue's probably a little faster, but
It's just that's what I was just gonna say. It's just what do they got left? Do they have any juice left? That's
yeah. Yep.
and if they don't, then Jaden Blue is probably gonna be in for a good workload, but
Yep.
I don't know. Let's talk about Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, only 23 years old, finished as running back 1 last year, 2nd in points per game with 21.3. So dynamic and fun to watch. He was 5th in rush yards with 1,412, 3rd in total yards with 1,929. He tied with Derrick Henry and James Cook with 16 touchdowns, led the league with 20 total touchdowns. I wouldn't argue if he was your running back 1. Now, he is my running back 2, but
Yeah.
again, I mean, he finished his 2 last year, or he finished his 1. What did I say? He finished his 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's not really much to argue. He is like a clone of Alvin Kamara. I do have concern with life without Ben Johnson in the O-line. They lose Kevin Zeitler and Frank Ragnow to retirement. John Morton is a new offensive coordinator. He was the offensive assistant in 2022 and the passing game coordinator in Denver in 2023. Kind of given I don't want to say, he's kind of been saying, like, people have said that, like, he's kind of helped Bo Nix develop. I don't know. So is he still very talented? I'm just curious. Like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do see that they have David Montgomery and Gibbs. Like, they have Gibbs in the slot and they have Montgomery in the backfield. So both of them are on the field at the same time. So kind of a little bit of value for David Montgomery as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously this is a backfield, like you said, when we were talking about Atlanta. I mean, you could start either one of these guys any single week.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done it in DFS. You could do it in a
Right.
weekly fantasy, or dynasty redraft, whatever. Like, just fire them both. I mean, it's David Montgomery. He's coming off the injury, but I think he came back at the end of last year, so he should be 100% going into this year. That's good.
He's good to go. I just think people worry about shelf life with him, but like, he's gonna be productive.
Yeah, and it kind of doesn't worry me as much because he does have Gibbs in front of him.
Right.
I mean, he's not taking 70% of the workload.
Right. Yeah.
He's not a workhorse.
No. Which is weird. David Montgomery actually did a really good job at catching the ball last year. we'll talk about him a little bit. 12 touchdowns last year, and I think that's something that scares me with both these guys because with no Ben Johnson, it's 20 touchdowns going to be doable again for Jahmyr Gibbs. And then to give 12 to David Montgomery, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
So that's 32. There's 17 games in a year now. So that's 2 touchdowns a game for the running backs. That's a lot.
That is a lot. So like regression's very, very possible, I guess you could say. Still under contract for the next 2 seasons. You know, I think the big thing with not Jahmyr Gibbs, with David Montgomery is if Jahmyr Gibbs were to go down, he's definitely the guy. He's your running back to, he's going to be the guy.
Yes.
With running back one upside, as we say that there's only 12. If you're in a 12-man league, there's 12 guys to be the running back one. And, he's 2/1 if he's the guy.
Yep.
Green Bay. So let's talk a little bit about Green Bay here. Josh Jacobs, great season last year, signed that 4-year, $48 million deal, always underrated. He's a 13-yard rusher with 15 touchdowns, caught 36 passes, played every game. No competition at all for touches, especially with Marshawn Lloyd, being placed on IR. Averaged third highest snap percentage last year with an 80% snap share, highest in touches per game with 22. So I like to invest in guys that are good and on the field and can catch the football, and he checks all 3 boxes for me. Again, but a player I don't have a lot of Josh Jacobs. I don't know why.
I could very well be wrong. I think the last redraft we were in, I think I did draft him. I think in redraft, I'm definitely in on him more than dynasty. Obviously, as well as I do. I live by that age cliff thing, so I do. He's getting a bit on the older side for me, but man, like you said, it's just the snap shit. There's nobody there nipping at his heels.
Yeah.
So in redraft, he's definitely one of my top 5 running backs easily.
Yep. He went 212 in that.
Oh, I didn't get him. I got him in one league. Could have been that guillotine league, maybe.
Yeah, it might have been that one, but again, I think that's pretty, pretty doable. Who'd I take ahead of him? Because I took a running back. Just kind of curious. Oh, I took Devon Achane. I think I'd take Achane. I think that's the right move. But between that, you took Jonathan Taylor and Kyron Williams. Like, I don't mind either one of them. I think it's the same tier, wherever you want to put them.
Yep.
Because I think Jonathan Taylor. I think they're very complement players. Like, they both kind of the same way. Very good between the tackles, can catch the football, but and I think
on the bell cow workload.
Yeah. Yep. You just need a touchdowns to kind of be there for him. So again, Marshawn Lloyd going on IR. I'm not even really going to touch much on him. Just I don't really know who the guy is behind him. We have yet to see. Is it they have Chris Brooks and God, I can't remember the other guy's name, and I just don't think he's that good. I can't think of his name. That's gonna bother me, but it don't really, honestly, to me, it don't really matter unless he goes down. So,
at that point, I think they're gonna be trading.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I mean,
could they go get a Miles Sanders? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind that.
Right.
I mean, I know Miles Sanders isn't, but like if Javonte does take off, like, Miles Sanders-ish type player, like I don't think they're going to go out and trade for Breece Hall because, I mean, they do have, but.
Right. Yeah.
But even a mid-tier, yeah.
Right. Let's go to the Rams. So Kyron Williams signs the extension, 3-year, $33 million. Just a solid back. Had 1,299 rush yards and 14 touchdowns last season, 10th in points per game last year, finished as running back 7. If you don't think Kyron is good, remember that 2023 season where he finished as running back 2 in points per game with 21.3. My main concern is he played 10 games in 22 and 12 in 23. He is safe in the offense for the next couple years, but like, That's my thing. I think Kyron's a very, very good player, but just 2 years ago, like I said, 10 games in 22 and 12 and 23, a player that seems to miss some time, but I do think Kyron's a very good football player that is pretty underrated. How do you feel about Kyron?
I feel the same way as you. No arguments from me. I think he's very, very good for what he gets credit for, but it's just the Rams in general right now that are going to scare me off Kyron more than Kyron's going to scare me off Kyron.
Yeah.
Um, could we see them spit and sputter, coming out the gate with Stafford? I mean,
Yeah.
37 years old. He's, about our age, back injuries. Like,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
we, know, we know back injuries don't go away. I mean, we work in a factory. I mean, we see them
Right.
old guys,
Oh, yeah.
you start throwing 300-pound linemen at back injuries, and I don't think it's going to be pretty for Matt Stafford this year.
He got his money too. So
Yeah.
I do think if Stafford does miss time and they do go to Jimmy G, yeah, it could be ugly, but I do feel like Jimmy G is good enough to run the offense. I don't think it's as bad as the Raiders were when he was with the Raiders.
Yeah,
Like I
because he
do
did do
feel
it with
like
the 49ers. I mean,
yeah,
he was serviceable. You're
yeah.
right. You're right. You're
So
right.
I do feel like he could be serviceable in the right system, and I do feel like this is the right system. Now, I'm not saying I think Jimmy G's good. I don't think he's good, but I think he's serviceable with Devontae Adams, who they don't really seem to get along. They didn't at the Raiders, and Puka Nakua. So
Yeah.
again, if that does happen, I think Kyron could have a big year just for the simple fact that like if he can be serviceable, Kyron can really feed off that because I feel like they're going to be safe in the red zone, and that's where Kyron could eat in touchdowns.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yeah, that would be where I would think most of it's going to come from is touchdown regression
yeah,
because I don't think they're going to put up as many points as they did with Stafford.
right, right.
So
Uh, so this guy Blake Corum, looking like he's going to be the number 2, a lot like Kyron. I thought Blake Corum could possibly take over for Kyron. I was very wrong on that take. Kyron is a better football player, and I thought he was. I kind of looked more at the athletic profile. So kind of mistake on my part, but uh, he went to 3rd round last year. Again, Kyron's in an 80% snap share with 20 plus touches a game. So I was really disappointed with Blake Corum. Again, thought he could carve out that role, but Kyron getting that much work, just Blake Corum didn't show anything. He's not explosive, only 3.6 yards per carry. His longest run last year was 12 yards. His main hope was Kyron not getting signed, and Kyron did. So I'm a little bit lower on Blake Corum this year. And, just for the simple fact that Kyron did get signed and that they draft Jarquez Hunter here in the 4th round. And he is one of the most efficient and explosive backs in this year's class, has a 94-yard touchdown record as a freshman at Auburn, received the Pat Sullivan Award. I feel he brings a different dynamic to this backfield, but it could take a little bit of time for Jarquez Hunter to kind of carve out a role. So I think he's getting the beating on both sides. They sign Kyron and they draft a guy that's completely opposite of them. It's very explosive as they are not. So bad news in my opinion for Blake Corum.
yeah, once again I agree with you. I know what was it, week 17, week 16, something like that last year where Kyron was hurt. We were like, here you go, like this is Blake Corum's time to shine, and
Yep.
he just, I don't know. I
Fell
just
in
think,
space.
he didn't show anything last year that he's the guy. And like you said, they draft Jarquez Hunter. I'm out on Blake Corum.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more on the outs of Blake Corum too, and he's actually had a decent preseason. But preseason we see all the time where guys, you can't really fall into that trap because I have before. I mean, just out of experience, I have, and it will eat you up and spit you out. So, uh, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the Minnesota backfield. So, Aaron Jones on a 2-year, $20 million deal. Easily can be cut next year. Now, he did have an 82% snap share last year. That's a top 3 snap share in the league. Was 20th in points per game last year, 15th in PPR. Ran for 1,100 yards, 57 receptions last year. I like Jones. He's sturdy and he's known for missing time as well. In 8 years, he's only ever played a full season twice. So 30 years old, he's definitely on that cut for us again. That might have been it for Aaron Jones, and they bring in Jordan Mason, who I'm very intrigued with.
Yep.
Even if Jones doesn't miss time, I still think there's a role for Jordan Mason. Last year, the 49ers, he was 6th in yards after contact with 3.62, 6th in yards per rush with 5.2. Minnesota trades him and signs him to a 2-year deal. I think the plan is to keep Jones fresh and to not give him that 80% snap share. So that's why I'm a little bit more bullish on Jordan Mason. I think there's a method to this madness here. How do you feel about this backfield?
Yeah, sorry, Teixeira. You know how, I know Teixeira runs this court. Our friend, he's a big Aaron Jones guy, but man, you know how it does. You know how I am with running back age cliffs, and I don't like him. So with Dynasty, I'm out 100%.
Yeah.
Redraft, I mean, you could take a few pokes at, but I'm just with you. I mean, it's his injury history, and like you said, Jordan Mason, we've seen him be damn near, if not a running back one with the 49ers. So
yeah, he was really good.
In the right system, I think he can. He could be something. I don't think he'll be a running back one or anything, but like you said, I mean, he is intriguing if you can get him for a throw in or something like that, like you did. I think that's a nice under the radar move.
Yeah. He's just a player that I just feel he is going to have that complementary role, even if Aaron Jones doesn't miss time. 30-year-old running backs with an 80% snap share is just not the numbers. The odds are just not in your favor. They're just not.
Sorry, Teixeira.
Yeah, sorry, my brother. I like Aaron Jones, man. I really like him with Green Bay. I still think there's probably value. Just it is coming to an end, unfortunately. All good things come to an end.
Yep.
Not to be a Debbie Downer. Another old guy we're going to talk about, New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara. He's a 30-year-old. He finished the year with a career high in scrimmage yards with 1,493 yards. I think he'll be solid, but I do worry this team is so bad. It affects his touchdown upside. He was 5th in points per game. I don't know if he reaches that again in New Orleans. Last year of his deal, is he a player Muscles has possibly traded? Every year a back goes down and still has some juice. We can't speculate, but it's possible. I'm way more interested if Alvin Kamara is moved. So how do you feel about Kamara? Do you think he can be moved?
Yeah, I feel the same way. If he's moved, I'm way more in. I do have some Kamara shares still just because he's just a guy I can't trade him for a second. And you're not I don't think at this point I don't think you're getting a first for him. So he's just kind of like one of them guys that I'm just going down with the ship unless he does get moved. And but yeah, it's just the Saints are just gonna be so bad this year that he has to get moved. I mean, hopefully he starts throwing a fit and requesting a trade like old Jacoby Myers here pretty soon. I want him to go to Denver. Maybe he goes to Kansas City. I'd love to see him in Kansas City.
Yeah.
But, obviously we could sit here and wish for landing spots all day. But, I love Alvin Kamara, but it's just it's doom and gloom kind of with the Saints.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. Spencer Rattler's been named the starter. Really, I mean, none of them. It's gonna be good. I'm sorry if you're listening and you're a New Orleans Saints fan. It's gonna be a tough year. It's gonna be a real tough year, and I don't know why you would even keep Kamara.
I don't either. And the other side of the coin is, do they run him into the ground this year? And then get him hurt. I mean, who Olave? I mean, they can throw it to Olave, but I feel like it's a lot of dump offs, a lot of running with Alvin Kamara, and
Yeah.
like he is 30 years old, he can't handle,
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean he's an avid NASCAR guy, Muss. So I
He
mean
is. He is.
maybe he jumps into a track house or junior motorsports car. Wouldn't that be some shit?
Yeah, he worked. He worked for NASCAR. He's like their
Does he?
diversity director or something
Oh
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I know I've seen him like races and stuff. So
Yeah. Yep. He's their diversity guy for NASCAR. So that's good. He says he likes it. I don't know if he's just paid to say that, but he does. He says he likes it.
Yeah. Either way, I don't know. I mean that's a different discussion. I listen to some of Dale Jr.'s podcast talking about the tire fall off and stuff, and we'll see.
Yep.
Maybe the tires are a bigger deal than what the next gen cars are, but
Yep.
that's for you and Sterling to debate, not necessarily me and you. But and that's where we'll just plug that into real quick. So Muscles also does a show with Sterling, the Rattle Cage podcast. So if you are into NASCAR, guys, go over, give them some love on their YouTube channel. They do all the races. They talk DFS and just talk all kinds of shit. So I really enjoy it. You guys do a great job. So
Thanks,
playoffs are
appreciate
coming
it.
up and everything. Yeah. You guys do awesome. Let's go ahead and talk the rest of this running back room. So Kendre Miller made the roster, and it's not that we think Kendre Miller is necessarily a bad player. He's just always hurt. So younger player, we like the film, just throughout college in the NFL, can't stay healthy. 14 total games in 2 years. He didn't look great so far in preseason. I moved all my shares after year one. And again, just because I was betting, if you couldn't stay healthy in college, you already showed me in the NFL you can't. I moved a lot of them. So if you still have him and Kamara is moved, maybe it's the last time you can get any kind of value. I just have a hard time trusting Kendre Miller.
Yeah, I know. I bought a lot of them off of you, and
I know. I didn't want to put that in there.
it's all good. I was on the other side. I was like, I liked them, but yeah, I feel the same way as you do. It's
Yeah.
I fell for it, and he just can't stay healthy.
I know. You bought him in like every league. I was like, I'm not gonna put that in the notes.
I did too. I was like, oh, I love me some Kendre, but and then Kamara just never gets moved, and Kendre never stays healthy. So
I know. Then they draft the next guy here, Devin Neal, who is on the roster, and he's a player that I really like. So he's an all-time. If you don't know Devin Neal, go back. I'm still going to name some stuff here, but go back and listen to my running back episodes breakdown. These are not on YouTube. I have all these players. I have like 50 some players that I broke down, but Devin Neal, all-time Kansas rushing leader with 4,343 yards, all-time leading touchdown guy for Kansas with 49. He had 20 100-yard rush games. He goes in the 6th round. I couldn't believe he's a 6th-round pick. I was really surprised by that. He can catch the ball. He's a really smooth player. Now, he is dealing with a hamstring injury. We don't like to see that, especially with these young guys, because they need to get in. They need to get acclimated. So if an opportunity comes, I do think he can make the best of it. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Cam Akers were both cut. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire is actually back with the Chiefs, by the way, too.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he did go back to the Chiefs. So I mean, hopefully something happens. I doubt it. That guy dealt with some messed up stuff, PTSD. I watched a thing on that. Like, he's seen some bad stuff that I won't even talk about. People can go look for themselves, but like, just very unfortunate, and just, NFL just didn't really work out for him.
Yeah.
And it's same with Cam Akers. I mean, he dealt with what he tore his Achilles twice.
Yes.
I mean, usually you tear it once, you never even come back, and to come back and even do anything and get an opportunity is pretty crazy, and then do it again and come back and make a roster. So hey, feel bad for him. It just shows you how fast value can change. Remember when Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the 1-1?
Mm-hmm.
He was a 1-1. Cam Akers was a 1st-round pick. Like, And here we are in 2025, and they both just got cut. They were on the same roster. Pretty
Yeah.
crazy. But that's why you need to always be moving, dealing, wheeling and dealing. That's what we like
Yep.
to do.
Yep.
So let's go ahead. I also, real quick, I want to talk a little bit about fast drafts. So there's always good and bad news, right? So the bad news for the Houston Texans, Joe Mixon is on the NFI list, so he's going to miss time at the beginning. But the good news, Muscles, you can go over to fast draft and you can draft Woody Marks. You can draft whoever you think's going to be the guy. You can draft
Yeah.
Nick Chubb if you want. Uh, Go over to Fast Draft, use the promo code POWER, and get in on that Nick Chubb, on that Woody Marks, on any of them guys that you want to get in on. You can go over there. They will match you up to $50 if you are a first-time depositor. And I did see, Muscles, we are DFS guys. They're opening up the DFS stuff here.
I
So
got the alert today. Yep.
I got the alert today as well.
Yep.
So we will be over in these DFS contests, hitting them hard.
Yep.
I'm very excited to get. I'm smiling ear to ear because I'm going to be on a different platform doing DFS. Ain't messing
Exactly.
around with that. I can't say other names, but I ain't messing around with that other stuff. I'm going over to Fast Draft,
Yep.
and I'm getting in on that DFS.
I saw the rabbit today was 92% filled.
Yeah,
Yep.
guys, we're killing it over at Fast Draft. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what Matt
It's
has
fun.
assembled and his whole team, like, and all the other guys promoting it, very good dudes. So, would love if you used our promo code POWER, but hey, if you use ours, whatever, go over there, check it out. It is a great app to be on. And again, use that promo code POWER.
Yep.
So the New York Giants, we have Tyrone Tracy. He was a 5th round pick last year, had over 1,000 all-purpose yards, really started to get work around week 5, did struggle with fumbling issues, had a costly one against Carolina. I do think Tracy's a solid back. I just don't know if he's better than Cam Scatterboo. He will have a role regardless. Solid, just not special. I just don't really feel great about this offense right now.
Yeah, I feel the same. I don't want to say he's just a guy because obviously he is a talented guy, but I just feel like he's just a replaceable guy, I should say.
Yeah, I think so too. He's one of them players that came in and hey, he's solid. I just feel Cam Scatterboo I think he's gonna be good. And we'll just talk about him real quick. He's a 4th round pick, over 1,700 rush yards last year, 605 receiving, dealing with a hamstring injury. Again, don't like to see that. I hate to keep repeating myself, but they need to do something about this hamstring stuff. I squat more, man. Go squat. Try to do something with this. Everybody has a damn hamstring issue, and that shit lingers all year. And I hate to invest in guys like that. I haven't been drafting much Scatterboo because I can't stand the hamstring stuff, and I'm not playing with it all year. His key attribute that stuck out is his contact balance. He's great at making defenders miss. Forced 103 missed tackles last year. PFF ranked Arizona State run blocking line 103 out of 134. So a player I do believe could become the 1A in this backfield. And I think that's just telling you that he turned nothing into something. This guy has fought throughout his whole college career. He's a Sacramento State Division I guy. Goes to Arizona State, puts up these massive numbers, and again goes in the 4th round and is fighting for a 1A job.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I love Cam Scatterboo.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
It's just one of the I have a little bit of him. He seems to always get sniped from me. I'm never right in that perfect spot. Early second basically is where I'm seeing him go. But yeah, I think he takes the job from Tracy pretty early, and like you said, he can do it all.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this could be a rough year for him. The value might stay the same or decrease a little bit. I could see Scatterboo struggling this year just because there's a lot of hype right now. Jackson Dart's had a great preseason, and I'm not taking anything away from Jackson Dart. He's looked amazing, but it is preseason. it's going to be Russell Wilson on the field. It's going to be Malik Neighbors. Like, it is going to be that way. And they do have a pretty solid defense. The defense is looking really, really good, and they've really invested in it. So I just worry that if they can't get the offense going, like we kind of seen it with the Steelers last year with Russ, if they can't really get the offense going, how many touchdown opportunities are going to be there for Cam Scatterbo?
Yeah.
There. So I was in the Discord. It's Dustin's Discord, the Devi Dojo Discord, we'll call it. Lead Emperor, I think is what it's called. But anyways, there was a trade on there, and it was Khalil Shakir, Cam Scatterbo, and a third for Ricky Pearsall. A lot of people were like, "Oh, that's Pearsall all day." Like, I can't. That's not even close. Now, I think I still lean the Pearsall side, but I was like, I really don't think it's that bad. Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, that's a horrible offer." So I was a little bit surprised. I was like, I would probably still take Pearsall. Just in my simple fact too is because Khalil Shakir also is dealing with a hamstring injury. So like, I don't really want to get two hamstring injury guys that like aren't going to retain value. Not saying they're going to be out, but the it's a little bit scary for me.
Yeah, I don't think it's a horrible trade. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I like
I was just really surprised by that.
Yeah. I think Pearsall's got a lot of hype.
I do too. And we'll see. I mean, he was even dealing with a little bit of injuries, but like to step into that number one role with no Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings is banged up. We'll see. And I still think he's good. I just don't know if he is like a one.
I know.
That does scare me a little bit. Philadelphia, Saquon Barkley. So this might be a little bit controversial. So rushed for over 2,000 yards last year. Barkley was 100 yards short of Eric Dickerson's single season rushing record and could have more than likely broke it week 18 against his old team, the New York Giants, but sat out because the Eagles were already clinched in the playoffs. That's something that was a big debate, if you remember. I mean, even, Adam, all of us talked about it at work. What do you do if you're Saquon Barkley? Because you're kind of taking yourself out of the history books to gamble to win a Super Bowl. No, we did win a Super Bowl, but at the time we didn't know. So that was a very big debate. And then, to kind of like put yourself aside and say, no, I got to be here for my team. And you could have did this against your old team as well. But he did set a single season rushing record with the playoffs, including his rushing there. It was 2,504 yards. His decision really helped propel them. If he did get hurt against a week 18, team, that would have really sucked. That definitely really would have hurt them. So Barkley has multiple years where he's posted over 2,000 all-purpose yards. He did get 345 carries last year in the regular season. Combined with the playoffs, he had a total of 436 carries. We have a very short list of players that have eclipsed over 400 carries in a season with postseason. And let me tell you, Muscles, results are not great. Eddie George averaged 2.9 yards per carry the next year after he went over the 400 carry mark. Yeah. Larry Johnson only played 8 games the next year when he went over the 400 mark. Now, Terrell Davis in his next year ran for over 2,000 yards again, but we can't really just assume there's going to be major regression, or there's going to be an injury. I'm just saying use caution. That's all I'm saying.
And he's got the Madden curse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shit. I didn't even he's got the Madden curse. So
and
I'm out.
if you look it up, the running back that wins Offensive Player of the Year, it's not a good list the next year after for that running back. So he's got all sorts of curses and
I can't draft him.
I can't either. I
can't draft him.
I can't. He's a unicorn, but I can't do it.
I always said if somebody's gonna beat the Madden curse, it's Ray Lewis. He didn't do it.
Nope.
He didn't do it.
Nope.
Roy Polamalu didn't do it.
No.
So no. I cannot. So I was in the RT Sports Draft Elite Mafia Challenge, and I was really hoping because I was towards the back and Barkley had not went. I think it was that draft. I'm in
Yeah.
so many of these damn drafts, but I was like, dude, if Barkley's at 112, like I don't want to do it, but I have
Yeah,
to.
you have to. Yeah, you
Like
have
I
to.
have to, but
Did you do
thank
it?
God he went. He went,
Oh,
but
yeah.
yeah,
That's somebody else.
I didn't do it. And this is why I'm a little bit higher on this player and muscles. We've talked about it. Will Shipley. He's a solid player out of Clemson, dynamic with the ball in his hands. Not a special player, but a great situation if Barkley, were to go down on this Madden curse and 400 carries and the offensive stuff and all this different kind of crazy stuff. I just feel like he is a better player than AJ Dillon is.
Yep.
And I think it's safe to assume this is probably a top 5 offensive line again. He's a throw-in piece I feel like could be relevant if given the opportunity. I draft him in best ball all the time because he's like 6% owned. So I'm
Mhm.
like, if Barkley gets hurt and this guy's coming out putting up big games, is he the difference maker?
Yeah, I couldn't applaud you more for that one. You kind of turned me on to that thinking. I obviously was scared to death of Barkley, but I never really put two and two together and was like, maybe I should get some Will Shipley. But yeah, I'm definitely liking Will Shipley a lot more now. So like you
Yeah,
said, Barkley goes down. This is an offense we want a part of.
right,
And we don't need Shipley to have 100 yards and all this. All we need is 40 yards and a touchdown. Like
right, right.
like he's gonna get touchdowns if he is the guy. He doesn't need to go above and beyond. Like he just
Right.
needs some touchdowns.
I think Andy last year would be going after this. Not last year. Let's say Andy 2 years ago. Andy's learning some ball.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to make their name. Andy knows ball. I'm not Andy knows ball, by the way. I cannot. That's a different discussion. But like, let's just say this. I think Andy before would have said, I want to invest in the New York Giants backfield. Well, why? It's
Yeah.
it's a bad offense. It's going to be hard to move the ball. Like even the Steelers, man, like I'm a little bit skeptical about this. Like it's Aaron Rodgers. Does he have anything left? I want to invest in good offenses, like if
Yep.
given the opportunity. And this is where it leads me to Will Shipley. It leads me to Trey Benson.
Yep.
So I think these are lessons that I've learned throughout playing that like, hey, just invest in a good offenses. Can they beat out the next guy? Like, I think Michael Carter got cut, but can Trey Benson beat out Michael Carter? Well, he either already did or he's going to.
Yep. Yep.
So, and it's kind of the same thing with the Vikings. Like, we expect JJ McCarthy to be pretty solid. Like, they have really good receivers. Like, I know Jordan Addison's out. This is an offense we want to invest in. So, why not invest in Jordan Mason?
Yep.
Why not invest in Will Shipley? Like, these are good situations, guys.
Exactly.
Let's go to San Francisco. So we definitely got some crazy stuff here. So let's talk about CMC first. So obviously underwhelmed last year, the tendonitis, going to Germany. We were on, and I'm not saying nobody else was, but like we were on that whenever they were like, when he was like, hey, I'm gonna go to Germany to get this procedure. We're like, hey guys, back off, back off. Like, if he's going to fucking Germany, dude, like this is not good. Like this is some shit they don't want to do in the USA. Like
Yeah.
he was desperation mode is what was
He
going on.
was.
Like he wanted to get on the field and applaud to him that he wanted to get out there and play, but he didn't play until week 10. Week 13, he suffered a PCL injury where we watched the Buffalo Bills game where he just slid down and basically walked off the field. We were like, what just happened? So that was tough to see. So here's how I look at CMC. His ceiling is probably because a lot of people are like, I can't draft CMC, he's injury prone. And this is where we might differ. So how I look at this is his ceiling is probably one of the highest in the league. I'm not a doctor. I can't pass up on a guy because I'm afraid he's going to get hurt. If he isn't hurt, we know what he's going to do. So Scott Fishbowl, the Elite Mafia draft, I took him at the end of the first.
Yeah.
Dynasty is a little bit different, but not a ton. But he's had 3 seasons where he's had over 400 fantasy points and one season where he had if you had him, you won. You 533 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Ayuk is starting on the pup. Jawan Jennings, week one's very questionable. Pearsall's dealing with some injuries, so could he catch a lot of footballs? I'm gambling a ton in redraft more than dynasties. It's just more of a win now approach, but like I just think that ceiling's so high. I cannot not draft CMC because I'm like, hey, he might get hurt. I mean, Saquon Barkley might get hurt. Jahmyr Gibbs might get hurt. Like I'm more out on Barkley because I'm afraid of the Madden curse than I am on CMC. So like I just can't get behind the whole, and I know you kind of have a different argument with Brian Robinson. I can't really get behind that I'm not drafting McCaffrey because of that.
Right. I'm still not drafting McCaffrey because of that. Dynasty, like you said, it's a little different with Dynasty, but
Yeah.
I think with redraft, I think you're 100% right. Like, would you be surprised if he's a running back 1 overall this year?
Nope.
And where you're getting them probably running back 5.
Yeah, I'm getting him at
6.
the end of the first round, second round.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're. So I mean, definitely the upsides there. I can't knock you on that. Like I said, the dynasty, it is a little worrisome, and stuff like that with the what is it, arthritis or something? He said he had at one point.
Tendonitis.
Tendonitis. Never mind, not arthritis. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, I have arthritis. He has tendonitis.
Yeah, it getting old sucks, but
It does.
yeah, if you're listening to this and you're still in your 20s, definitely enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dynasty's a little different redraft. I definitely cannot blame you. I would be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I can't get Brian Robinson to scare me off of him. And I know, like I said, we differ on Brian Robinson a little bit. I'm going to go over a little bit of my notes and then let's kind of see what you have to say. So something happened in Washington with Brian Robinson. Like I legit, dude, I feel like I posted in Discord. I might not. I'm like, hey guys, cause I was a little bit higher on Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. I was like, hey guys, I gave up a 26 second in the one league to trade up in the third to draft him.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Robinson might get cut. Like this isn't like if he's gonna get traded, he's gone. Like if he doesn't get traded, they might just cut him. But I don't know what happened. Maybe we'll find out sooner rather than later. But wouldn't you know, the 49ers buddy Adam Peters ships him off for a 6th. So you remember Adam Peters was with the 49ers. We've seen the Deebo Samuel deal. So they kind of have that inside trade stuff going on. And it is good. It's good for San Francisco.
Yeah.
It really is. I've been saying they didn't draft a running back because I feel CMC is healthy, and 2, because they trust Isaac Guerrero. Now they bring in Brian Robinson, in my opinion, because Guerrero is hurt. Kiner went to IR. This is a guy that I believe they did cut Corey Kiner. He was out with an ankle. Jordan James is hurt. Finger, he has to get surgery. So they literally have CMC as the only healthy back on the roster. So I feel like that's a big reason why they brought Brian Robinson in. So everyone's saying that CMC is hurt. I think it's just because everybody else is, in my opinion. Saw all kinds of posts about this. There's been absolutely no reports that CMC is banged up. I feel like it's a lot of bias and clickbaiting. It's a big problem with X. It does bother it bothers me because I feel like it's misinforming a lot of people. Like there is nothing out there about CMC being hurt. But anyways, B-Rob will battle for this handcuff role. I think he definitely has it locked in, of course, because Guerendo's hurt. But I do think in this wide zone scheme, Guerrero does fit it better. Now, again, doesn't mean that Brian Robinson doesn't have a role. So, I mean, we will see. So, Washington, they had a really good offensive line last year, and Brian Robinson averaged 11.4 points per game. That was 30th among running backs. So, with this opportunity, I just don't think he's as good as Jordan Mason. Like, there's a lot of people saying like he's the Jordan Mason, but I don't think he's as good as after contact as Jordan Mason. I don't think he's as strong or as good of a runner. He's a jag of all jags, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad spot. I just can't get behind the hype about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't seen trades lately. Like I honestly haven't seen any trades to see like like how hyped up he's getting.
Yeah, I haven't
Um,
either.
yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen any trades. I figured he'd be like a highly traded guy. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like when it first happened, I was like, man, I don't. Do they put CMC out, not out wide, but do they put CMC in the slot and run Brian Robinson? Like,
Yeah.
because they do have all these injured receivers. Like, is it one of those where they're afraid to run CMC between the tackles? Now, like you said, there is no reports of where he's hurt or anything like that, but are they trying to,
Take some load
cut
off.
cut back off 400 carries or 400 touches?
Right.
So that's the only thing I'm seeing, but
Right.
I
And
I
but
I
that's
agree
an
with you. I don't
educated
I don't think he's anything special.
that's an educated guess though. Like there's a difference. Like a lot of dynasty, a lot of what we're saying is an educated guess. There's
Yes.
no but like the concrete evidence that people are saying that he's hurt. It's like,
Yeah.
dude. I
I
just
agree.
I can't get behind that. Like, I mean, we know everybody else is hurt but him. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. But yeah, I mean, and hey, there isn't there is a better probability than other players that he could get hurt, right? Like
Right.
that is something I can get behind. Like, okay, CMC has been hurt this year, and this year. So like the probability of him getting hurt is probably higher than, you know, another guy, depending who it is. I don't really even know who to say. Like, just certain players that really haven't shown us that they do get hurt. So that is something I will get behind. I don't love it, and I don't think he fit the scheme great. And if they do it that way, if they do put him like more on a slot, I still don't hate it because I still think he could do pretty well.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's go to Isaac Guerrero real quick. So again, just fits the offense well, but the injury is dealing with the shoulder. He's a very fast one cut runner. So we'll see throughout the season, what kind of happens there. Jordan James, another player I just felt was all right. Missed some time with the knee. Now the surgery to the finger. Tough blow for him. Now he's probably going to be battling, out to be on this roster, which he did make it. But, it's just kind of any hope for him this year has kind of been washed away. Going to Seattle, let's talk a little bit of Ken Walker here real quick. We are to the point he is on the injury report for diarrhea. People are pissed. They just won out. Like Ken Walker sucks. He's hurt. I
Yeah.
hate him. And I'll buy it all up. He fits the system so well. He is on the last year of his deal. I feel the incentive to play more to get paid. Like this is the year that he could do that. Hasn't played a full season in 3 years. So his rookie year ran for over 1,000 yards, finished running back 12 and points per game. He has been getting steamed up a little bit here. I've noticed in recent drafts, but we were in on Ken Walker pretty early. I'm very excited with this Kubiak scheme. I mean, when they were talking to Kubiak, he expressed how excited he was to have Walker, and how high do we think Kenneth Walker could fit in this scheme? I think it's pretty damn high. Now, top 5, I don't know about that, but definitely I think running back. I think running back 8 to 12. I think is a very good outcome for him. And will he miss a couple games? It's good chance he could, but like again, when he's on the field, he puts up big points for us. So like, I love him in this system.
Yeah, I'm gonna be truthful, honest with you here, and I was never really the biggest Kenneth Walker guy. Like the past year or so, I'm like, man, he's always hurt. Like he's just overdrafted. Like I just felt like he was, but bringing in Kubiak, I feel like that system, like
Yeah.
you said, it fits him to a glove. Like in my personal rankings, he's went up because of Kubiak,
Yep.
and just the way Kubiak talks about him, the way he fits the system. Um, yeah, I'm in love with it. Like I said, if it wasn't for Kubiak, I'd probably have him a little bit lower.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
His injuries, and then I don't know. I feel like he's like the Chris Olave of running backs. Like I just feel like everybody just overdrafted him. So I have like zero, like none to very little shares. Like
I've made some trades for him. Even in startups, he has got steamed a little bit, but like I feel like he's one of them players where people see him on his roster, like they're just like, "Ugh, can't stand this guy."
yeah,
I think he's gonna be a one and done. Like I'm in this year, and I think next year I'm out. Like he's gonna get paid, and I'm like, okay, I'm good.
yeah, yeah. I definitely
Uh,
agree.
Zach Charbonnet. So he's been pretty good when given the opportunity. It's just when he does, he's a great handcuff piece. He will get some opportunity if Walker does go down. Steps in as a running back two with week to week one, running back one upside for Zach Charbonnet. The big problem with Zach Charbonnet, and for me, is some people think Zach Charbonnet is going to be the guy, not Kenneth Walker. So he's a guy that definitely can get overdrafted, I feel like at times. So I don't really have a lot of Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, I think he's like definitely when he plays though, it's hard because he does score the 20 points. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's like when Walker's out, we're plugging him into DFS every single
I
time.
know, I know.
So it is tough. Like I know we were in a best ball draft, and I believe I drafted him, or he was definitely on my queue. Like I'm like, man, he's the perfect best
Yeah.
ball. You don't have to best ball dynasty, but you don't have to guess. But I don't think he's coming for the job or anything.
I don't either. I think it's going to take an injury, and it could definitely happen, but I just can't draft him as, others are drafting him as a RB1 there. Tampa Bay, Bucky Irving, sensational rookie season, led all rookies with over 1,100 yards, 5.3 yards per carry, or 5.4 yards per carry, third highest in NFL history among rookie running backs with at least 200 carries. And he's in company only behind Clinton Portis and Adrian Peterson. He forced 82 missed tackles. That was second in the league last year. He is a real deal player. Now we have expressed our concerns about Wirfs being out to start the season. So I do feel like it could be a little bit of a slow start again for this whole team and Bucky Irving. And we're checking that price. If he does start out a little bit slow, I just feel like right now he's a little unbuyable. And he is our guy. It's not Rashad White. I know we really like Rashad White, but it's Bucky Irving's job.
Definitely is.
I just don't even really think there's much to talk about there.
No,
Now,
no.
now Rashad White, I do have some White. He's not a sexy player, but he can catch the ball.
Yep.
Nobody wants Rashad White. He finished as running back 22 last year. In his 3 years, he's never had under 50 receptions in a season. I drafted him in the 13th round of a startup on the RT Sports Elite Mafia draft. I thought that was really good value for a guy like Rashad White. Again, if anything were to happen to Bucky, I think he steps in and, maybe not the best between the tackles, but he's going to catch footballs. And that's what I love in these PPR leagues. So, how do you feel about Rashad White? Do you think he ends up kind of now becoming a value because he's going so late?
Oh, absolutely. I think you're probably like, what do you got to trade for him? Like a third or fourth? Like,
Yeah, I think you could probably
right.
get him for that.
Yeah. And if anything does happen to Bucky, heaven forbid, I mean, he goes right back into that role. I think of
Yeah.
what he had, 2023, 2024, I believe, or 2022, 2023, where he was damn near running back one, if not a running back one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think some people are worried about Sean Tucker. I don't really get the hype now. He had a good week one preseason game, playing possibly a bottom three defense in Miami. Miami's not going to be good this year. Their defense is really, really bad. And I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I just don't really understand it. Now, his other two games, he went 4 for 6 and 3 for 2. Again, not trying to be a hater. I just don't really get the hype and like that he could take away carries and get in this rotation. Like, I hope he has a successful career, but I'm not going to put my money on it. And everybody, all my listeners, I don't want to put your money on it either.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Washington. Austin Eckler. I think Austin Eckler is kind of becoming a value right now. I believe he'll come out on the field as a running back one to start the year. RT Sports Draft, I got him at 11-12. So finished his running back 31 in points per game last year. Only played 12 games, still averaged 4.1 yards per carry. Washington was a top 3 rush yards per game team. They bring in Laramie Tunsil. McLaurin is back now, but again, could he still catch some passes? McLaurin maybe off to a little bit of a slower start. I think he's a sensational value right now.
I do too. I think, we saw what Brian Robinson did behind this line. Like, I just, like you said before, Brian Robinson's just a serviceable, above serviceable running back. Like, if we see a good running back ever go to Washington,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
we're in.
Oh, we're in. Yeah.
I thought it could be Travion Henderson. I know Thor Nystrom was really kind of saying, he kind of reminds me of Clinton Portis, and I was like, shit, yeah, he does. It would have been cool to see in Washington. It didn't happen, but hey, I mean, this next guy, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, aka Barry Sanders, Marshall Falk, Walter Payton, he's really, really good. But in all honesty, now I have been pursuing him hard. I've had disagreements in Discord. Everybody was saying about trading a third, and I've seen it on X. Guys, them days are over. Them days, even from whenever I was doing my research to now, I don't think you can get him for a second.
Yeah, I sent him for a second in a bunch of leagues. I got it accepted in a couple leagues, and I don't know if you saw in that our buddy Mike's league. I got him for a second, and a couple guys laughed at me.
Yeah. And I don't mind that. So I'll give my whole kind of spiel on this. So, and this was before the Robinson move. We knew that was going to happen. So Washington was telling us, they made it clear Monday night when he didn't play. Like, Brian Robinson Monday night when he didn't play was just not a Washington Commander anymore. Like that's where I was like, okay, something's terribly wrong here. So we got to listen to what the team's telling us. Actions speak louder than words. So second round pick, in my opinion, Muscles. It's an upside guy to begin with. So I just feel like with guys that are upside guys, like, we can't put names to it, right? Like, can't be like, well, would you rather have this guy and this guy? We don't know. Like, in the second round, I'm swinging for the fences. Like, okay, I'm swinging on Jalen Milroe. That's what I said. Like, instead of taking Anthony Richardson as a top 3 pick, why not take Jalen Milroe at the end of your second? Because he's an upside guy. Like, we're hoping he gets an opportunity. Jalen Milroe might never get an opportunity. He might never. Like, that's it. Bayshell Tootin, man. Bayshell Tootin might be a game day inactive. Like, they have Tank Bigsby. They have Travis Etienne. Like, we don't know. It's an upside guy. We are betting that they move on from Travis Etienne or Tank Bigsby, and that's why he's going where he's going. So if the Washington Commanders are a top 3 team in rush yards, why are we ignoring the fact that they're saying Brian Robinson is gone? We have a 30-year-old back, and we really like this Krosky Merritt guy. Now, again, I think he's getting too steamed up now. I was just saying I'm in for a second, but like, dude, RT Sports, he went in the 8th round. Like, Jalen Waddle was still on the board. Like, there was some very good players that were still on the board. I was like, okay, I'm not in on that price, but like, for a second, for like Jack Beck, because that was another name. Would you rather have Jack Beck? I think Jack Beck's just a replaceable receiver.
Yeah, if you miss out on him, are you really?
Yeah, wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about a guy that, like, okay. And then another argument that was said was like, and I'm not hating on anybody. Like, y'all are my friends. Like, I love Discord. This is where we make each other stronger. Like, iron sharpens iron. All as I'm saying is, like, Jack Beck as a wide receiver 3, in my opinion. He's not a wide receiver 1. He's not a wide receiver 2. He's fighting with fucking Dante Thornton to be a wide receiver 2.
Right.
Like, I just feel like you can find that guy. You can get Demario Douglas. What? You can get Demario Douglas for what, a third?
Yeah.
It's probably going to put up very similar numbers. He's just a little bit older. So, like, that's why. And again, you might be able to find a Krosky Merritt. All as I'm saying is Austin Eckler gets hurt, say week 4, week 5, which we hope not. He is older, dealt with injuries. He didn't play all year last year. Krosky Merritt's a guy, dude, the sky's the limit. He's either going to put up points or you can get very good draft capital. Like, you're not turning Jack Beck into a first-round pick.
No.
You're not. I mean, Jalen Milroe maybe eventually, but again, you're gambling if he's going to. I think the path is clear here for Corey Krosky Merritt to get significant playing time at some point. Now, again, especially in these redrafts where he's going in like the 8th round, like, I'm not doing that because shit, he might not get an opportunity to week 10. And your season's, really depends. Round 8 pick, and he's not getting like significant playing time to week 8. It's really, really hurts your starting lineup. Like, you really could have got an impactful player. So, like, again, them prices are ridiculous, but that's my thought. I don't mind you trading a 2nd round pick, and you can get the 2nd round pick back.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not worried about it.
I just, again, dude, like, I'm very surprised but you're like, again, I just don't think in a lot of leagues you're even getting them for a second. So.
No, probably not anymore. Not with the Brian Robinson news.
No. I don't really, we'll see. But anyways, that was kind of my spiel on that. So he didn't get to play last year because of eligibility issues. I don't know if you ever heard of this, Muscles, from 2019. He redshirted at Alabama State. He could only play in 4 games. He played in 8. So was said because he ended up switching jersey numbers with a teammate, and that kind of deemed him ineligible. So because he gave somebody else his number, they said he played more than 4 games, and would have been an extra year last year with Arizona. They had to, they deemed him ineligible, but Arizona was the ones, I believe, that ended up holding him out. So only played in 1 game last year, but he was okay in college. He was shifty, decent guy, catch the ball, but I think it is starting to get a little out of control for me. I don't know. I would like to see what he's gone for in a lot of leagues now. I mean, it again, you said you got him for a second. Other ones, did they decline it or just not?
Yeah, he just never did anything.
That's like the old Justin Fields treatment. Like, I did that experiment with Justin Fields, giving people my late first and just let it sit there.
Yep.
They didn't know what to do. Like, they were like, I don't know if I should accept it, reject it.
I know. They're probably just sitting on it, waiting to see what'll happen.
That's the number one thing. When people laugh at you, that's how you win, dude. Like, if everybody is the same, wouldn't make this game fun, number one. And number two, if you're just going to draft at ADP, you're probably not going to win.
I always go back to, and this, I shouldn't always just live on this, but years ago in my high money league, high stakes, I should say, I had Dalvin Cook. And of course, this was in Dalvin Cook's prime. But we watched Justin Jefferson go off on a Sunday night or Monday night football game his rookie year. And I was like, man, I want that guy. So I asked the guy like what it would take. And he was like, well, I need a running back. And I was like, it's like I could trade you Dalvin Cook, but I'm going to want plus. So I got a 2023 first, which I think it was 2023 because I ended up looking it up. It ended up being Rondale Moore, which whatever. Yeah. But so I got Justin Jefferson, Rondale Moore, which was a first at the time, and James White, which James White was James White. But I got all that for Dalvin Cook, and I got ridiculed, absolutely ridiculed.
I remember you. I think you asked me about that trade.
Yeah, I did.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I got absolutely ridiculed, and
that's why you don't veto trades.
Yeah,
it would have got vetoed, I'm sure, and vetoed.
Oh, leads. It would have. Everybody was like, "Oh my god!" Like like it's collusion, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I thought Justin Jefferson, like, I think he could be the real deal. And
I made a trade like at 2 before Calvin Ridley took off. Remember whenever I traded Calvin Ridley, or no, I traded James Conner and got Calvin Ridley.
yep, I do
And
remember
that was
that.
before he really took off. I mean, he was a sought after prospect, and everybody was
Yep.
like, "You're an idiot." And
Yep.
it was
Yeah,
just like,
sometimes, yeah, you gotta zig when everybody else zags, and don't
yeah,
listen to the,
yep,
peanut gallery.
yeah, that's just kind of how it is. We'll talk about this last guy real quick, Chris Rodriguez. So a lot like Robinson, he's a bigger back. He had a good preseason. In preseason, he's averaged 6.9 yards per carry. He was free. He was on a lot of people's waiver wires. I believe, is this his 3rd year? Was he not? Depends on how your taxi squad works. If it's 1 year, it's probably on a lot of your waivers because you had to take him on taxi or sign him to your active roster on Sleeper or whatever you play on. But so he should have goal line work and short carry work. This is straight from the man himself, Dan Quinn. He's came out and said that. So could be a nice role in this offense if they move the ball. And I think that really helps. He went in the 14th round, my latest draft. So again, I think good news for even Chris Rodriguez that Terry McLaurin came into town. They should really be moving the ball a little bit better and give him some more goal line work. I mean, we've seen guys come out double-digit touchdowns and maybe 700 yards, but become a running back 2 off them numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, he's in the right offense for that. So we'll kind of see, we'll kind of monitor that situation. But if you got him for free, cool. We'll get him for throw-in pieces. A little bit harder now, but but I think that's going to do it for all these running backs. If you didn't listen to the AFC one, go back, listen to the AFC one, go back, listen to the Devi show with Dustin from the Devi Dojo. Again, college football, week 0 was last week, but we're getting some big games this week. You can kind of listen to a little bit of the Garrett Nussmeier talk, the Cade Klubnik talk, some of these running backs, some Arch Manning talk. And then now we get to finish these running backs, and we're going to be on again Monday. We're going to have Shane Holm from Draft Sharks on, and we are going to do some flag plant players. We're going to do some bold predictions. We're going to have fun with it because, guys, next Thursday is the first game. Can't believe it's already here, Muscles.
I know. It's hard to believe.
It is hard to believe. I'm super excited. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to do something fun. If it's going to be me and you and our buddy Jake, or if it's just me and you or whatever, but we're definitely getting together for week 1. We did it last year. Definitely going to do it again here, and jump into the Discord. I'll make sure that I do put that in the podcast form. I always put it in the description. If you have any problems, message me at FFA Train on X. Follow us over at TikTok. Follow Muscles. Muscles, what's your Twitter handle?
Oh shit. I'll have to memorize that for next step. I just changed it. Changed it. Yeah.
Well, you can find me and find Muscles. I mean, he's not that hard to find, but
no,
you'll find him somewhere. But I'll put you in the description. I'll figure it out what it is. I remember you changed it too, but
yeah, I can't remember.
We'll get that. But again, I appreciate all the love. Appreciate, please like, subscribe, 5-star. It just really helps keep us motivated and keep us going and help us get in the algorithm. Try to keep getting these shows out and just put out good content. I mean, it's what we really like to do and get together and do this. So
absolutely.
I hope you guys have a good weekend. Watch some college football and make sure you tune in Monday with Shane. We talk again, them flag plant players, some bold predictions. It's going to be a spicy show. So thank you all for tuning in. Have a good night. We'll see you on the next episode of the Fantasy Football Power Hour.
See ya.
Yo, welcome to the Power Hour.